Do you like sports? Do you like sports? Do you like sports?
Welcome back. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm your host, Don. This is episode 7 of the Let's Talk About It podcast. Bears versus Packers recap. Bears lose 24-14 to the Packers, which snapped their 2-game winning streak. The Packers have now won 5 straight and are in sole possession of first place in the NFC North. It was kind of a crazy game. A lot of spooky things happened, a lot of questionable calls, and we're going to get into it. So let's talk about it. Now, Bears coming into this game, they're on a 2-game winning streak, beating the Lions, beating the Raiders. The Packers won their last 4 games. Going into this, Green Bay got the ball first. Ironically enough, Robert Quinn goes offsides first play of the game. Interesting matchups, when you look at this Green Bay offense matching up to the Chicago Bear defense. You want to check out these matchups. The early matchup that I wanted to check out was the cornerback Jalen Johnson, number 33, on Davante Adams. That's Green Bay's number 1 wide receiver. Davante Adams is an all-pro wide receiver, and he's probably the most targeted person on the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers' favorite go-to guy. And Jalen Johnson is transitioning into our number 1 corner. So that was a big matchup going into the game. Early in the game, Aaron Rodgers is scrambling, got about a 15, 20-yard gain against our defense. And another interesting thing that I've noticed when I was watching the game was Xavier Crawford was the starting corner in the slot, in the nickel. And usually, Duke Shelley, number 20, he is our nickel corner. So I was kind of caught off guard when I seen that, and there's a lot of plays that were made. There's a couple plays, like 2 or 3 plays with Xavier Crawford in this game that he did get. I would say Green Bay got the upper hand in the play. Also seen DeAndre Houston-Carson in the backfield making plays. It's always in the right spot, and I think moving forward, he needs to play that star position Jalen Ramsey plays, that linebacker, dime, nickelback, DB. He makes a lot of plays. I'm a big fan of his. Moving forward, Khalil Mack gets a sack on 3rd down. Jakeem Grant has a beautiful, nice punt return. So we did our thing. We got Green Bay to punt in their first possession. So defense did their job, which is what you want them to do. So going into this next series with the Bears getting the ball, seems like, we got to set the tone. We got to put some points on the board. So going into their first drive, Khalil Herbert is having good runs. You see Cole Kmet, the tight end, making catches early in the game, which is great. You can't complain about how the first drive was going. It was going beautiful. Everybody knew Khalil Herbert was going to get his touches, and he was doing his thing. You're getting great blocking from the O-line. Holes were opening everywhere. The first drive was going beautiful. Allen Robinson gets involved, has a catch, toe tap swag on 3rd down to get the first down and to keep the chains moving. And still into this opening drive for the Bears, we get a pass interference on Green Bay on the goal line. So it's 1st and goal on the 1. Khalil Herbert scores a touchdown. That is how you envision your first drive going. You run the ball, you found your identity, you make moves off play action, you have players that are playmakers that can catch the ball like Allen Robinson, Darnell Mooney, and even in this case with Cole Kmet, your tight end who's contributing, and he hasn't contributed that much at all for the prior first 5 games. So everything's moving in the right direction. You have no complaints. Khalil Herbert scores the touchdown. So now, going into the next possession for Green Bay, Rob Quinn comes, gets a sack, 3 and out. Good job, defense. Way to go. This is all you're asking for. As a Bears fan, this is all you're asking for. Defense is playing lights out. Khalil Mack and Robert Quinn are doing what they're supposed to do. This is why they get paid so much money. Robert Quinn showing out, getting another sack. Shout out to Puerto Rican Bobby. We're flying high right now as Bears fans. Next, on that punt, because it was a 3 and out, Jakeem Grant gets the ball, which is an early block in the back call. That flag is thrown. I don't think he noticed at the time that there was a block in the back. And Jakeem Grant, just to give you a little background story, Jakeem Grant, we just got him a couple weeks ago from the Miami Dolphins. We traded a 6th-round pick for him. Jakeem Grant, I believe, was an all-pro returner last year. So he obviously just got traded to the Chicago Bears. This is his way of making an impact for his team. So you can understand why he's trying. So Jakeem Grant doesn't notice there's a block in the back foul. Flag thrown. So he's running. He gets tackled out of bounds, which was questionable for a late hit. But that's neither here nor there, and he hurts himself. He rolls his ankle. He's down. It's a big injury. Because, again, our original kick returner before we got Jakeem Grant in the trade was Khalil Herbert. Now, with David Montgomery and Damian Williams out, Khalil Herbert's our number 1 running back. So we can't have him out there returning kicks. So Jakeem Grant goes down and he's hurt. So going into this next drive with the Chicago Bears, Khalil Herbert still ran the ball great. Khalil Herbert ended the game, just to give you a foresight, he had 19 carries for 97 yards, averaged 5.1 yards a carry with that touchdown, okay? So Khalil Herbert has another big run. Huge block by Jason Peters on Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark ends up going down. And we'll come back to Kenny Clark a little later, but we end up knocking Kenny Clark, who is their best defensive player on the field because of all the injuries they have on the defensive end. Kenny Clark is the one guy they have to focus on, and then they take him out. They got him up out of there. Jason Peters had a hell of a block, and all this talk about, the Chicago Bears offensive line is very questionable, this and that. To this point in the game, the O-line is doing what they're supposed to do, creating huge holes for Khalil Herbert. So Khalil Herbert has a great run. Kenny Clark is up out of there. First down. Then we got a first down run on 4th down. We pick up the first. We keep the chains moving. Green Bay tries to challenge it. The play stands. We got the first down. Now this is the beginning of what I like to call the foo-foo. And that's, this is called the questionable things when you're watching the game. This is the BS that, in lack of better terms, this is the BS that happens in these games that make you question things. So Justin Fields goes, and the irony of this is Aaron Rodgers has made a killing his whole career on when the defensive line jumps, it's called a free play. So they snap the ball when the defensive lineman jumps early, which makes it encroachment or offsides, and gives the offense a free play to now throw the ball downfield, possibly get another defense pass interference, and move the ball downfield. That's why it's quote-unquote a free play. Justin Fields gets Kenny Clark to jump, hikes the ball, rolls out, forces it, throws it into the end zone. It gets intercepted. So there's no flag. Justin Fields is looking around, amazed, confused. So the play ends up standing as an interception. There's cameras. There are instant replays. You see this gentleman jumping off sides. You see him jumping. And then in the post-press conference interviews, Matt Nagy said that the referee said that he didn't jump off sides. He definitely jumped, but he didn't jump off sides. So going into that ends up stalling the whole drive. It kills the whole drive. Next possession for Green Bay, we get them on second down, and Mario Edwards knocks Aaron Rodgers down, and he starts talking shit to him. Pretty much he's talking shit to him, waving his finger in his face and things like that. And it's like, dude, you just got fined damn near $10,000 for what happened last week with the Raiders, because he was getting unnecessary roughness penalties last week. So now he keeps us on the field. He gives Green Bay 15 yards. And this is what I mean when one little play, in these type of games, these rivalry games, Chicago Bears, Green Bay Packers, as the underdog as the Chicago Bears are, going against Aaron Rodgers, who always has the Chicago Bears number, you need to play a damn near perfect game against these guys. You can't afford to give them 15 yards and just give them extra life to do this. So then, Mario Edwards gets flagged again, 15 yards. He's crying, acting like he didn't do anything. He obviously did, and you can't do that. There's no place for that in the NFL here in 2021. You can't do that. So moving forward in this drive, it continues because of the poor decision on Mario Edwards' part. Trevis Gibson, her second-year player, blows up a play. We also keep him to fourth down. Refs try to say that he got the first down. Nagy challenges it. We get the ball back. Nagy challenges it, makes it fourth down. Green Bay then makes a big play. This is one of the few big plays for the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers hits Devontae Adams, gets him into the red zone. Aaron Rodgers, like I'm saying, this is one of the greatest quarterbacks the NFL has ever had, right? He goes 17 for 23, which is pretty good. I'll give you that. 195 yards, 2 touchdowns. 195 yards, 2 touchdowns. So we're going to get to that too. So the Green Bay Packers score on the Kansas City Chief, Chicago Bear option shovel pass to the tight end. But in this case, it was Allen Lazard. So now it is 7-7. Right? Off of an interception that should have been a flag, which should have kept us going. And then we should have been off the field, and Mario Edwards is a moron and wants to make a poor decision, a selfish decision that hurts his whole team. Which, fast forward, now they score a touchdown. So now it's 7-7. Right? 7-7. Jakeem Grant returns on the oncoming kick return. He has a great return. Bears didn't do anything on offense. 3 and out, which we're stalling now. And now we're starting to do passes. We're going away from the original game plan, the original thing that was our identity, which is running the ball. Khalil Herbert is doing a great job. He's doing everything you could ever ask from a rookie running back, and he's young. Feed the kid the ball. We start trying to pass, we stall our drive. It's 3 and out. Next, A.J. Dillon gets a big run. Rob Quinn gets another big tackle for loss. And then it ends up a pass interference on Green Bay on Equanimeous St. Brown. He definitely had a touchdown, but he did push off of him. So that was a break for the Bears. We end up getting 3 points to that. So now it's 10-7, right? 10-7. We get the ball. Kmet gets another first down. Justin Fields calls a timeout. And then this goes back into the foo-foo. We're going to call it the foo-foo again. Justin Fields calls timeout. Looks back. Because mind you, they're driving. You got a first down with Kmet. Calls timeout. You don't give them the time. If you look back and you put the point of your fingers to your palm, and you're looking back and you do that, that's the universal symbol of a timeout. They don't give them the timeout. They end up throwing a flag and calling it a delay of game, which, again, I call foo-foo, I call BS. Stalls our drive again. Stalls our drives. The Bears punt, right? And that's pretty much how the first half ends. Going into the second half, Bears get the ball. So it's 10-7 halftime. Bears get the ball to start the third quarter. Bears go 3 and out. Poor play calling, poor execution. Doesn't go our way. Punt the ball to Green Bay. Green Bay has a big play from Aaron Jones. Then we follow that up with a pass interference on Jalen Johnson, which is very questionable too. I don't think it was that clear of a pass interference. Either here or there, they still called the pass interference. Then Green Bay ends up scoring on a missed tackle by Tashaun Gibson. So what I've been noticing this year, a lot of people have been giving a lot of slack to Eddie Jackson. Is he making a lot of splash plays or touchdowns and everything? No, that's the gift and the curse of doing all this stuff early in your career. Now you set those expectations, and these are things that are expected for you to do, even if you don't get the opportunity to. But things that you can't control, like tackling, Eddie Jackson struggled in the first game. Him and Tashaun Gibson. Unfortunately, Tashaun Gibson gets into the backfield, can't finish the drive, can't secure the tackle, and it didn't help. It didn't help because it is a backfiring, and we give up a touchdown. So now it's 17-7. 17-7. Going into this next possession, Bears hit a screen pass with Damiere Byrd. He drops it. Hits him in his chest. He drops it. We then go back to the run by Khalil Herbert. And he's staying consistent. He keeps on moving the chains. We're having great runs by Khalil Herbert. Then Justin Fields misses Allen Robinson. And we punt again. So at this point, it's 17-7. Green Bay has the ball. Vildor makes a great play. Follow that up, Akeem Hicks gets a sack on Aaron Rodgers. Instantly pulls up. Obviously, he's in pain. His groin's hurting. This is his injury. He goes to the sideline. Regardless, I appreciate your effort. I appreciate your commitment to what you're trying to do. And you can't ask for anything else more than that. He did what he had to do. And you got that, which then motivates the offense with these big plays. So then we come back onto the field, the offense. Big throws from Justin Fields to Allen Robinson. Big throws to Cole Kmet. Big scrambles. Justin Fields is moving the ball. Then there's a holding call on Sam Mustipher, who didn't have his best game. It's our center for the Chicago Bears. I know he does a lot of work with Olin Kreutz, who's a Bears great, former All-Pro center for our Chicago Bears. He's a good kid, young, and I'm pretty sure he would be the first to say, he got to be better in these situations. So, but that would have been Khalil Herbert's second touchdown. They call it back, and even with the flag, Justin Fields ends up completing a pass on third down. Well, completing a pass to Cole Kmet to make it third and short. We then get a first down, first and goal. Fields gets a touchdown to Darnell Mooney. So it goes from 17-7 to 17-14. It's now a 3-point game at this point. It's back to the game. About 5 minutes left in the game. So these are big possessions coming up. Like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do to win this game? Can we come back and win this game? To be determined. We got to see. Green Bay then gets a first down. Aaron Rodgers to Allen Lazard. Big throw from Rodgers to Devontae Adams. Green Bay's driving. And this is the thing. This is the drive. You need to stop them. At least give up 3. Aaron Rodgers on like 15-yard line, hikes the ball, goes, scrambles for the touchdown, does the championship belt celebration, and then he goes and tells the crowd, I still own you. I own you. And as a Bears fan, I'm 33 years old. As a Bears fan, I know Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears, so you can't even be mad that he says that. thing is, that's the standard. You got to beat these guys. When you're down 17-14, you cannot give up a touchdown. He ends up scoring, dagger touchdown, which makes it 24-14. So now, obviously, everybody knows what we're doing. Fields gets sacked back-to-back times. It's a turnover on downs. And it was pretty much over after that. You know, we're 3-3. We're 500 after 6 games. And we go to Tampa next week. We beat Tampa last year. Can we beat Tampa? Sure. Can we lose to Tampa? Sure. You know, we got to see. A lot of people are going to say, oh, this is like a moral victory. This is going to make the kid better. Justin Fields, that is. And I sure hope so. You know, 3-3, it could definitely be worse. So I'm not going to complain too much about being 3-3. But I really do hope that we could kick it in gear because we need to score more points. 14 points is not going to get it done. Can't depend on your defense to create a crazy fumble recovery, touchdown, interception, pick six, or something like that. You can't depend on that. You got to score points as an offense. And when you're going down and these things don't go your way, and it goes back to these simple things like a penalty that doesn't get called, it just stalls the driving, kills the whole momentum, kills the crowd's vibe and everything. It's just unfortunate, you know. It's just unfortunate. Packers still got bragging rights. They're going to talk all the shit that they want, and there's nothing we can say about it. You know, it is what it is. We'll see them again. It's going to be at their house, but we'll see them again. And Justin Fields is going to get better and better, too. So, with that said, again, we're 3-3. It could be worse. We got to score more than 14 points. Side note, I will say, that sucks losing to the Packers. It sucks, you know, Aaron Rodgers is going to go viral for the next week or so, and probably for the rest of his career for him talking shit to the fans, telling them that he owns us. But it is what it is. But it makes you feel better that, you know, shout out to Chicago Sky. We brought home the championship today. Candace Parker brought the championship home. And I'm very proud of them because hopefully, you know, the Bears can look at them and hear when they say they did it for their teammates, they did it for the fans, and hopefully that can motivate them and see that, you know, the city is going to back you guys. The city's here. We're waiting for you guys to be ready. We are here. We are desperately waiting for you guys to be good. Shout out to the Chicago Sky. They win today, win the championship. Kalia Cooper's MVP. Shout out to them. They did their thing. I couldn't be any more prouder than I am. I was super geeked once I seen Candace Parker coming to the Chicago Sky because that's like Anthony Davis coming back home to Chicago and then getting the championship. Like, that's an awesome story. And as me being a Chicagoan, I'm definitely a fan too. So big shout out to them. The Bulls kick off their season on Wednesday against the Detroit Pistons. Eager to see that. Keep your eyes posted on that. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Comment below any questions you guys want. Might do a mailbag. You guys know where you can find me. The website sportstalkchytown.com. You could also send your questions to sportstalkchytown@gmail.com. So make sure you click that bell so you get the notifications. And I definitely appreciate you guys. And to Tampa we go. And hopefully we can get this thing back into the winning column. And until next time, I'll check you guys later.
You made it to the end. Thank you. I appreciate it. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I said,